From the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, this is an ITTV special report.
Our first guest, as always, from anything special involving the Consumer Electronics Association, is a veteran supporter of our show, and certainly the consumer electronics industry really needs no introduction, but that's silly because I want to let you know who he is. Of course, the man with the team behind putting CES together every year, in addition to many other cool programs, the president and CEO of the Consumer Electronics Association, Mr. Gary Shapiro. Hey, Gary, how are you? Happy New Year, and welcome into tomorrow.
Thank you, Dave. Happy New Year to you. And now I know the show is complete because we are here together launching the show as has been our tradition and history, which has made us successful.
That's very true. Both of us, I might add, because we've had the ability over these 16 years for us to be able to start every CES with you because you're the top dog. And I know you got a huge team that puts all this together. Tell us a little bit about this year's CES before we get into anything else.
Well, this is an exceptional CES. We're clearly coming out of 2 tough years of a recession for our country, if not the world. Things are looking a little bit better now. And I think those 2 years in a recession, as it always is, there's a good part, a silver lining to that cloud. And that silver lining, in my view, was it forced companies to get back to their roots and to really think their way through to the future, to tomorrow.
Yeah.
And they innovated. And I think we're going to see a tremendous amount of innovation here at this show. We're in a room now where some of the most innovative products are. The press is just pouring in behind me, looking at them, their first look at these products. And when our show opens, they will be streaming around, and everything is off the charts with us. We have more companies, more exhibit space, more products, more people attending in every category, more international visitors than we did last year by double-digit numbers in all the categories.
Wow.
So we're looking up, Dave, and I think that's a good symbol for where we are as a country. We've turned it around in a little bit in a tough way.
Oh yeah, and you hit the nail on the head, Gary, as always, when you talk about innovation and the ability for Americans especially, but the consumer electronics industry as a whole worldwide, to really boost all of our economies, because it really is providing products that we all want and need, and in many cases that's what folks are saving for, buying for, going out to actually make happen. And it's all about innovation then to help spur the economies.
As a human race, we're about progress and making things better, being healthier, finding out things, sharing information, and the progress just in the last, 100 years have been phenomenal. Even the last 10 years have been better, and it's gotten logarithmic. So that is about who we are as innovation, and it's the American way. We always want to do things better. We are genetically here because our forefathers came here because they saw a better way. They challenged the status quo. So this mosaic that we call America is really about the fact that we are those that challenge things. We have a First Amendment which protects us, and that's who we are.
Yeah, absolutely. First Amendment, we know a lot about that in talk radio. It certainly protects us. And speaking about innovation, check out this book. And if those of you who are listening on the radio in your car perhaps or something, don't worry. All of our CES interviews are on video as well as audio, so you can swing by the website anytime at your leisure, intotomorrow.com. But very appropriate that Gary Shapiro should write The Comeback, How Innovation Will Restore the American Dream. Gary Shapiro writes it, forward by Mark Cuban, as a matter of fact. This had to be not only a labor of love for you, but certainly right there with everything you believe in.
Totally. I was raised by parents who believe that if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. And I have a young child. I have older children, but I have a young child, and I say, you know what, we owe him more as a generation. And unless we change what we're doing in this country, all we're doing is stealing from his future and the future of his fellow colleague kids around the country. It's just, we're in a very tough situation as a country. Despite the fact that there's tremendous innovation in technology, we're just stealing financially from the future. And whether it's lowering taxes, which I always think is good, but it hurts a little bit, or spending money on everything from cash for clunkers to unemployment compensation to stimulus packages to corporate giveaways in terms of bailouts, you name it. All we do
buying consumer electronics.
Well, buying consumer electronics is something individual Americans choose to do on their own, and I think that's fine because that's an individual choice. And if they want to give to charity, that's a good choice also. But for our federal government, all they're doing is stealing from the next generation. And it's not only Democrats, it's Republicans also. They're basically, there's a conspiracy going on in a sense that we're just going to push this problem down the road and not deal with it.
Wow.
So what we're talking about is not only the deficit. We said that's the problem. When you have a big deficit, you have three choices. You could raise taxes, you could cut spending, or you could try to grow the economy. I think you have to do a little bit of each, honestly, but growing the economy is the best solution. You can only grow the economy through innovation, and that's what this book is about, what you should do to grow the economy. And it's all sorts of common sense things that make sense. It talks about getting the best and the brightest, focusing on free trade, focusing on K through 12 education, really recognizing those who contribute to our society in a meaningful way, and making sure that they are rewarded and incentivized to do so.
And this is something that should be available at all the fine bookstores everywhere, Amazon, everywhere we would expect to find a book.
Absolutely. BarnesandNoble.com, Amazon. You should be able to buy it today. It's officially being sold as of early January.
Excellent. So The Comeback, How Innovation Will Restore the American Dream by Gary Shapiro, forward by Mark Cuban. That's what the book looks like here on our video, so you can certainly run out and get one. And Gary, we're delighted to chat with you, as always, not only to officially kick off the broadcast, but we're going to talk more about The Comeback, because you seem to have some good ideas if we'd all follow them now.
Thank you, Dave. It's always a pleasure to be here.
It's our pleasure to have you. You want to visit their website. The main site, by the way, for CES is cesweb.org.